some classes coming up. You got to make sure you spell my name. There's imposters out there. It's Karyn with a Y. My parents were not hooked on phonics, Karyn. And Reece, not with an S, it's Reece. Look for the blue check mark. So jump on, take a selfie, hashtag me. Let's have some fun. The more the merrier. And let me tell you, we have a party on Wednesday nights. A whole bunch of people jump on, dead and alive. So, yes, darling. Sure. I love that question. You're so good. I wish people would do that. They always misspell it. Right? It's that New York moment, right? Anyways, it's Karyn, Karyn, and then it's Reece, Reece. Karyn Reece. And there should be a blue check mark. There's a picture of me with a tiger top on it. Yep. Yeah, there's a couple imposters out there. Those little Reese's pieces, right? You can send a man to the moon, but you can't do anything about right? Right. You know how that is. Yes. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. So it'd be like 6 o'clock here. Yeah, jump on it. It's a lot of fun. You never know what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates, like Forrest Gump says, which is so true in my practice. Alrighty. I think we're getting close to closing the door. Oh, nice. I think we got one more, maybe two more, maybe three more. Hey, some dead people are coming in too. That's always fun when I do audience. Oh, let me tell you, it's crazy. Like, I do an audience show back home, right? And usually I get about 80 people, and it's really crazy stuff. And sometimes you get stuff that you're like, ooh, that could be really juicy. But, anyways, you don't say it out loud. But I'll have like people pulling me. So, here we come. Yay! The door closes. All righty. We'll wait for our friends to sit down. Is anybody nervous? Good. I hate when people say, oh, that's scary. I don't cook. I'm holding you to your word. Oh, and I get messages about you too. It's so funny when I look at everybody, I see like little things above your head, or we've already got dead people coming in, so this will be a good party. Anyway, so as I was saying earlier, for a couple of people that just walked in, the difference between a psychic and a medium: psychics will see past, present, and future. Mediums will talk to dead people as well as other entities. All mediums are psychics, not all psychics are mediums, but everybody has some form of psychic ability. It's that pit in your stomach, it's that just knowing, that type of thing, and you can enhance it. The key is where you want to place it. You want to be smart about it, because there's a lot of people out there that do naughty things. There's nothing worse than you hear about a psychic or so-called psychic that goes up to Marge in the grocery store and tells Marge she's got something weird going on. Like, really? Like, you're just asking for trouble. So that's a big no-no. Never do that. If somebody's interested, that's when you want to, offer. Or if it's somebody you can always couch it and say, geez, I have this funny feeling, right? Everybody can relate to that funny feeling. So that's a way if you get something psychic that you want to relay it. But just be a little careful. Nowadays, everybody's so batshit crazy that, you got to be, it's true. Even the bats are crazy. So you may ask, what types of psychic abilities do we all have? Well, we have our main senses, right? We can see. So sometimes as a psychic, you see. Some might hear messages. A lot of times you'll hear messages in your sleep state or as you get into your sleep state. You might hear somebody whispering in your ear. Has anybody ever experienced that? Yep. Again, you're nuts, but don't worry, in this room, it's fine. Just don't tell your doctor. How many people have seen a ghost or what they perceive to be a ghost? Yep. So anybody that may see a ghost or may hear, so you're like of the seeing type of psychic or the hearing type of psychic or medium. How many people are very touched by colors and shapes in their environment visually? Typically, if you tend to be very sensitive to your environment, like the colors have to be right, you have to have lines or, that type of thing, you're very visual, you'll usually see your information visually, whether it's psychic information or seeing dead people. That means your third eye is much more pronounced. How many people, when you're learning, prefer to listen to like an audible book or maybe listen to an instructor? How many or music? How about our music, musically? Yep. So you'll hear. Usually you'll find you'll have a couple of like strong points of psychic abilities. Like I see and I hear. I see past, present, and future, like little TV screens about somebody, or I see dead people and then I hear messages or I hear like a video. I also will smell. There's that sense to it. That I don't like though. One of my things, and you may have experienced this, I might, whenever somebody around me is going to pass, I start smelling flowers, the calla lilies. I can get into a car, or if somebody just recently passed, I'll start to smell flowers. That's not the way to get flowers. And men, don't give it to girls like that, really. A real bouquet is much better. But how many people have had that experience where you may have smelled cigars or smoke or something of somebody you may have known, right? So that's another form of psychic ability. The other way, sometimes you might get like a feeling, an emotional feeling. Yep. So you're more empathic. One thing, and we'll talk a little bit about this in a minute, how easy it is to pick up other people's energy when you're in the public forum. And that's one thing that we're not always aware of. We're not taught that. So, you could be happy one minute and go into a room and feel all of a sudden depressed, or you could be happy and you feel great and all of a sudden you feel sick to your stomach. So sometimes you're picking up other people's, gunk, for lack of a better word. One time I was standing in line at TJ Maxx, my favorite store, shop therapy. Get a pair of sandals, wear them with these sexy socks when your feet are cold, because they're cold here. But anyways, I could feel this woman like standing behind me, and I pick up a lot of energy. And I went to turn around. I was going to politely say, "Can you kind of like just back off? Just a little." And as I turned around, I looked at her. I go, "Oh, baby boy September." I go, "Oh." She goes, "Oh my God, it is a baby boy and he's doing September." And I meant to say, "Can you back off?" But clearly her little boy was already talking to me. Maybe he was a problem, but that does happen. So I always tell people be mindful. Another time I was standing in line. I got up at like God's like 4 in the morning to go Christmas shopping. I got to Macy's at 6, standing in line. I was like the sixth person. And the guy in front of me had such really crappy energy, and I'd gotten all my gifts. I had to walk away. So my point is, as you develop your psychic abilities, you'll become maybe more sensitive to the point where, sometimes those types of things will bother you. You also will find as you develop your psychic abilities, sense might become overwhelming to you. You may find if you need 2 Advil, you only need 1. Has anybody gone through that kind of shift yet with developed shift? Yep, you have. Yeah, so your body changes. And the other thing I'm going to tell you, a couple keys, you want to make sure you keep your electrolytes pretty well balanced. Very important. We're electromagnetic people. We also want to make sure we're hydrated, right? So you want to make sure everything is like balanced. You got the physical, the mental, the emotional. One thing I will tell you too, as you continue to evolve and develop your psychic abilities, you might start, blowing lights off. It's kind of funny actually, but you might drive down the street and you start popping lights, or your phone might act up. There's all sorts of weird things that happen. But again, don't tell your doctor this, or your date. That's always fun though. But you'll start to notice things will shortchange. Has anybody had that experience? Your computer crashes? Yep. Yeah, so your energy just sort of blips out. I don't do elevators. A, I'm claustrophobic. B, it bothers my lungs. But C, also, I've been in an elevator like years ago where my energy kind of cracked everything and we got stuck. Yeah, so I don't do those. I need the exercise. Anyways, hey, kids, come on in. We got a party going on. All right, so let's take a look at some other things before we go a little bit further. So many times people want to know, how do you know if you're on the right, path? How do you know when you're actually getting messages? How many people would like to know that? Like, what's the difference between a message, our imagination, our thought? Does anybody want to answer what their thought is or what the difference is? Right. Exactly. Exactly. Well, sometimes people say, "Is it my imagination or is it my thought?" And that's a good question, or good answer. But I always tell people, if you get like a message and you want to start paying attention to it, did I get it visually? Did I have a hunch? Did I hear something? Was it coincidental? Was it in a dream? Because there's all those types of ways of getting it. Look at the type of message you get and look at the emotional attachment. If you get it and you're not emotional about it, that's typically a message that you're getting. And you could be getting it from a spirit loved one. You could be getting it from your higher self. You could be getting it from the universe. And I always tell people with psychic energy, the science behind it, it's a frequency. We're all frequency, right? So your frequency goes out into the future. And me being like a channel, I'm picking up on what you have subconsciously or what your guides or what you plan on doing in this lifetime. And that's what I'm seeing. People can always change their future. So if that makes any sense, does that make sense? Yeah. It's kind of cool, isn't it? We're all radio waves. Cool. Just saying. Yes. Well, sure, we all have mind chatter. And, it's funny, we were talking about ADHD today, and I think we have so much of that because we're so on our phones. There's a lot of distractions. So when you're used to your mind chatter, if that's a normal part of you, that's a good question. When you get something different, like a vision, or you hear, or a dream, it's just different, or it interrupts. As silly as this may sound, maybe you're cutting your celery, right? You're in your kitchen and you're thinking about, well, I got to add like 4 pounds of celery to my soup or whatever. And all of a sudden you think of somebody on the other side. You're actually picking them up telepathically when you get that interruption of thought. Same thing with something psychic. You might, like before I came here, I said, we're going to have a problem with the heating in my hotel room. And that's exactly what's happened. It's been chilly. How many people have chilly hotel rooms? I mean, we're like the Walking Dead, I'm just saying. I mean, I guess they were prepping for me, more ways than one, and you, since we're all in it together, right? You're also going to find when you're here, everybody here, like attracts like, water seeks its own level. So we're all here because we all have this connection, this psychic and mediumship. I can tell you're all psychics and mediums, which is kind of cool. How many people are afraid of ghosts, though? You? Afraid of ghosts? You're so funny. How many other people? Come on. Anybody? Really? Really? I say put them to work. When they visit me, I'm like, do the bloody dishes, And that happens. People often say, and I might as well address this right now, how often, what do you do, Karyn, when you come across like a negative energy? And I tell people, I'm a spiritualist. I believe very firmly in God. And since God created all, including negative energies, God can take it away. So just a thought, as you go through your development, you may encounter, for whatever reason, you might get excited and go to a haunted cemetery. Whatever your situation may be, but never fear anything negative. I always surround myself with God's white light, and if you ever encounter anything negative, all you have to say is, I surround you with God's white light. That's all. And you may have to be persistent because there's naughty people on the other side as there are here too. But again, God created all of us, so my thought is, if God can create something negative, God can take it away. And usually I say, God, you got to get rid of this. So FYI on that. All right, let me see what else we need to cover. We're going to have fun. Does everybody want to get into doing something psychic in a few minutes? I can't hear you. I can't hear you, dead people. No. How many people have had coincidences? Raise your hand. Come on, we've all had it, right? Okay, right. There are no such things as coincidence. What's happening is you're getting things psychically. Always remember that. In fact, what I tell my clients and my students, get a notebook and just start writing things down. You want to write down, what did you get? How did you get it? Did you hear it? Did you feel it? Did you taste it? Did you smell it? Was it a dream? As you start to look at your patterns, you'll start to see what type of psychic you really are. Does that make sense? Yeah? So, okay. The other thing is I want to tell you the type of work we do. And you may encounter this, I'm sure you will. There will always be people out there that'll give you a hard time. I love those people. It's always kind of fun. Like, really? When they try to go off and tell you whatever kind of crazy things. But I always tell people it's about the intention. If you have a positive intention, that's what it's about. We're here to help people. We're here to have fun. And yes, you can have fun with this. It doesn't have to always be real serious. Laura knows in many of my readings we have a blast when we go through whatever we're talking about. Somebody's dead grandmother or maybe something about their future. So it's about the intention. You're there for the right reason. We're there to make a difference. We're there to transform lives, including our own. As we transform others and help others, we actually help ourselves. So, we got more dead people and living people. Come on down. You're the next contestant on the Karyn Reece Show.
Is it a 3-to-1 ratio?
Yeah. We got some good ones over here. I love it. Let's see. We did some do's and don'ts. I'm going to reiterate this though. One of the things, as you develop your psychic abilities, you may feel like tempted to say something to somebody. Unless you really know them well, I probably wouldn't recommend it. I can't stand that when people do that. And as a psychic, here's just a thought too, psychic medium. I prefer that people don't. I see a lot of clients, whatever, but I try to say it should be a minimum of 6 months before I see you again. I don't think it's really ethical unless it's something super pressing that somebody keeps coming back and back and back again. And there are people out there, they just want to take your money. So we don't want to do that. We want to be ethical, you know, because somebody's life isn't going to change that much. When you do this type of work, you're going to have a snippet of time, and at the right time and the right way is what you're going to be given the right information. You know, we have no control over that. I tell clients I have no control over who comes in, past, present, future, dead people. The other thing, too, is a psychic medium. Because I see in here, those are my two main, I get the other ones too, but those are my two main types of abilities. A lot of times you can't hear as clear when dead people come in because it takes a lot of energy. So somebody might come in and I might say, I think your sister's here and she's saying the name Aaron when her name is Karyn. So you may encounter that as well. Or sometimes they'll try to spell, because on the other side it's more telepathic. If you ever see ghosts, or if you ever go out of body, or spirit people is really what they prefer to be called, you'll notice a lot of times they don't speak the way we speak, right? You might say, oh, I saw Graham, but Graham wasn't talking, or Dad. But I know he must have said something. You're getting it more, you know, on the telepathic side. So when you go to your dream state tonight, what you can do, if there's somebody you want to connect with, repeat their name. You know, I will remember seeing you, whoever you want, grandma or grandpa or dad or mom. And over time, you'll start to remember your out-of-body experiences. How many people have seen dead people in their dream state? Right. And how many people think it's your imagination versus actually seeing them? It's not your imagination. Oh, okay. You're actually going out of body. We all do that. How many people have felt like they're falling off their bed in their sleep state? Yeah, you're coming back into your body. Yeah, kind of cool. Cheap way of traveling. Cheaper than coming in from Buffalo, everybody. Just saying. Alrighty, so let me just tackle a couple more questions, and I want to get everybody into something kind of fun and exciting. Make sure I don't quit or forget anything. One thing, quieting the mind. How many people know how to meditate, quiet your mind? Okay. How many people think you have to do a long meditation to get there? Meaning maybe like a half hour. Nope, you can. And how many people, when you've tried to meditate, your mind races and races and it just doesn't stop? Yeah, that's like the normal American style, right? Because we're all like in this fast, you know, paced place, right? The reality is, all you need is about 5 or 10 minutes. You can lay in your bed. I always tell people, get comfortable. You know, you hear these various schools of thought: sit up straight, take your glasses off, unfold your legs. Me, I'm like, I chillax in my bed. I throw the nice, you know, heated blanket on. I use an eye mask and put some nice music on. There's a CD, Heart of Reiki. It's Merlin's Magic, and you can get that. It's not on Apple Music, so you got to get the CD and then upload it and whatever. But that's a really nice, you know, piece of music. And I always tell people, make it simple. Use the word peace, peace, peace. Now your mind is going to wander. Oh, I got to get, you know, get the car cleaned. You know, I have to do this. I have to do that. Go back to it. Peace, peace. It doesn't matter if you get an interruption. You're still getting that benefit. So 5 or 10 minutes, you know, do once or twice a week till you can build up gradually. You'll find over time you'll start to build up. You'll go to different places in your out-of-body experiences. My meditations, I have the best out-of-body experiences because I'm more awake and I can direct myself. That's a whole nother technique. So again, 5 or 10 minutes once a week, and then you'll start to notice coincidences and start paying attention to it. Case in point, I mentioned this last night. Oh, I don't know, maybe about 8 years ago. I kept getting Expo. Well, I had an aunt and an uncle that lived in Boston, Lexington, and they lived on Expo Lane. I had another really good friend that lived on Expo Avenue in Lewiston, New York, which is about an hour north of Buffalo. At the same time, I had a client coming in, and I kept getting bows all around their new business. It was like a symbol. I'm like, okay, there's something significant. About 2 weeks later, they introduced the Kentucky races, and one of the horses' names was Expo. Yeah, Expo won. You can use it again. We're in Vegas again here today. So that's what you want to look for, you know. And it could be kooky stuff. You're not always going to get this like major breakthrough. A lot of times people think when you do this type of work, you're going to have like major breakthrough. Well, you know, or something major. And I tell people, we're all people. We all have normal lives, right? Some stuff might be kind of cool. Some stuff might be sort of mundane, but it's all part of our package. So anyways, does anybody have any questions before we go a little further? Yes. Mm-hmm. What do I visually see when I look out at you? I see people, and some I see clearer than others. So it's like you and I seeing each other. Sometimes it might be that I need to put my glasses on, but it takes a lot of energy for dead people to connect with their energy into my field and vice versa. So depending on how much energy they put into it, sometimes I see them as clear as day. Sometimes it's like I need to put my glasses on. It's a good question. That's why sometimes people see shadow people at night. You know, you might see out of the corner of your eye like somebody's legs moving. Yes. Yep. Mediums will see dead people, but they're also psychics. So all mediums are psychics, but not all psychics are mediums. Psychics will see past, present, and future. You know, but everybody in this room, though, I will tell you, both as a psychic and a medium, we're all psychic mediums today. So let's give ourselves applause. Yay! Because we're going to like get it up and running. All right. So now what I think, any other, oh, sure, go ahead. Oh, I hate those kind of nonsense things. Can I just be honest? You know, and we'll go into like some things, but that's a nonsense thing. Of course, you get messages. You know, that pit in your stomach. You know, that intuition. You know, you can ask, you know, when you develop it more, you can ask your guides or you'll be shown or taught. Of course, you can get messages. Why wouldn't you get messages for yourself and then give it to somebody else? That doesn't make logical sense, you know, in an illogical kind of world, right? So no, that's nonsense. Just like another fallacy, and this is really funny. Sometimes people say, I've gone to psychic, but they say that they can't bring somebody in or psychic medium. I'll use it interchangeably. And they can't bring, you know, my father in because he just died. I'm like, what are they doing? Baking a roast with him? Seriously? I've had people, in fact, I just spoke to a client last week, and I said, oh, you know, your mom's here. It was a phone reading. Never read her before. She goes, oh my God, my mother just died 4 hours ago. hmm I've had people come in right away. So that's nonsense. I'll tell you a really interesting story. So this a couple years ago, my assistant said to me, she was watching a TV show, and she said this one psychic on TV said, oh, I can't bring the person in. They haven't been dead long enough. I'm like, what? My family bothers me right away. And that's a whole nother story, and they really do. So we went to the show because I do a live audience show. And I pulled this woman out. It's actually on my media kit on my website. And I said, oh, there's a Henry here. He said he just died. I didn't know what he meant by that. And the woman said, oh, yes, well, his daughter was supposed to be here today, but he just died like this morning. And I'm like, there you go. And it was even weirder. This was a Saturday. Tuesday or Monday, I get a call from this radio station. It's one of the biggest ones in Buffalo. To come in on Tuesday, go in, and this kid's writing in, and I'm telling this story on the radio, and at the same time, this gentleman's granddaughter's fiance is writing in. Karen had mentioned my fiance's grandfather Saturday at the show. He had just died. It was so weird, like the mechanics. So what is the likelihood that this guy got through on the radio over the same thing that happened at the station, and he was somehow connected? I mean, there's like hundreds of thousands of people that, you know, would dial in or type in. But my point is, yes, you can read yourself as a psychic. I've done that my entire life. Not that I always listen when I see stuff psychically. That's one of those dumbass moments we all do. And then also, you know, you don't have to be gone any length of time. I mean, I've had people in my own family come and visit me, like right away. Crazy stuff. So, yes, darling. This sounds good. I'll repeat what you say. Yes. hmm Right. Well, in your case, yes, you're a medium. And in your case, because you used a substance, right? You could do it with alcohol. Champagne would be my recommendation. You know, just saying. Why not? Bring on the bubbly. But, what it does is it relaxes you one way or the other. You don't need it, to be honest with you. You already have the gift. That just enables you to just open up more, be more relaxed, more opening, more accepting of it. Yes, you are a medium and skinny too. You're a skinny medium. So, yes, you're one of us. Welcome to the clubhouse. That's a good question, and that does go back to what I was talking about a little bit earlier. It's the fear, right? You have to be careful. You really you have to know what you're doing. It's all about the intention, right? Your intention is to do something positive. If you go out looking for something positive, you'll attract it. Sometimes you can open up doors that you really have to be a little cautious about. But you have a natural gift, and a lot of times people don't understand it, so they'll try to stop you. But you already have it. I wouldn't listen to what people say. I never did, clearly. That's why I'm self employed, but that's a whole nother story. But you have to believe in yourself and go with what feels right to you. You know what's right deep down, psychically, intuitively, and just who you are authentically. So don't listen to all the distractions, because you will get people like that. You'll get the religious people that will want to chase you down and burn you at the stake. That's why I don't eat steak. I was burned at the stake in a past life. But so I wouldn't even listen to them. But yes, you are a psychic medium, and you don't need, any type of substance to get you where you're at. I would just start writing your notebook down, and if I take class, or if I start classes, which I will, you may want to jump on them, because there is a right way and the wrong way, and then you'll get all these nutsy people. I always tell people, practice what you preach. That's always fun. When you get these super religious ones, oh, I could go on and on. It's fun. I like to banter, but so don't listen to them, and you don't need the substance to go that far. You could just do it on your own. So got good energy, and your aura looks fabulous today. It does. You work it. We got fashionistas. Yes, darling, you're so adorable. As far as our spirit guides. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Lord help and have mercy on my spirit guides. It's all of the above. So spirit guides, who are they? What are they? Do we know them from past lives? In some instances, yes. Our spirit guides, you can fire them. I fired one of mine. Oh yeah, girl, I wasn't playing. I'm like on a New York moment. Yeah, he's kind of crunchy, but anyways, yeah, he was miserable. I'm like, I need happy land. But your spirit guides, they'll come, and you can ask your spirit guides, if you need the art spirit guide, or you need the stockbroker spirit guide, or the develop my psychic spirit guide. And the way to connect with them, an easy way as you're starting out, is when you go to sleep at night, ask who your spirit guides are. And you don't have to work with every one of them. At birth, it's been my experience, you'll have 3 primary guides, and then you'll have guides that will come in, and you can work with any of them. And you were assigned guides at your inception. The day God created that spark of life, that's when you were assigned them. So you got great energy too. You got good changes in your future. We'll have to talk. Yeah, you got some good job changes. We'll talk about that. Yeah, were you thinking about making changes with work? Yeah. Yeah, you are. You work it. We'll talk. Yes. Yeah, and I keep getting somebody around you. That's a whole nother thing. So, and this gentleman?
the place, and this was surreal. And I was back at the place just like where where I was when I was little.
Hmm.
Everybody would just come in and they were talking just the exact way. There was none of them thinking of me. And then I went in, and then I saw my mom. I saw mom. My mom was there, and she turned around. I wanted to run because it was just so surreal. And she was talking just exactly she was. And then when we got a chance, we sat down. Well, when we sat down, um, we were able to talk, and she was able to explain. It was not me thinking that, what but she explained to me and apologized and told me reason why certain things had happened, and I was able then to speak. We was able to communicate, and we had this love,
Aw.
and condition. So when I came out, it was just like funds of everything were just off of me. So I was just wondering, was that like a
It was a true experience.
yeah,
Yeah.
like a medium or whatever it was? Because I was not thinking, and I was not on no drugs or anything like that.
No, no. But if you told your doctor, he'd say you're on drugs.
Yeah.
But I know you're not. Yeah. So no, you actually connected with your mom on the other side, and it was a beautiful experience because you were able to have closure. And your mom's fine. She's having a party on the other side, right? We'll talk about the other side in a minute. It's like interior decorating. But you really did connect with your mom, and she wanted to let you know it's time to move on and enjoy your life, and she's always going to be there for you. And she gave you the reassurance and the peace of mind, and you still felt her love. You were really in that space with your mom.
My auntie, my uncle, and everyone was there. So I just kind of felt like all my curse of ancestors were just gone. Because I came out and it was just, and so I went back again. But when I went to that house and I went to the water, they were there.
Well, when you go to that place again, just request that they appear. You can ask for them to appear. And that's a beautiful thing. I mean, we're all spirits having a human experience, right? So, let's play nice in this field. So our next life, we'll have a better, time. And then when we reincarnate. But, that's one thing I want to bring up too. As you develop your psychic abilities or expand into them, sometimes you may receive information that may be uncomfortable. So up until the age of 7, I thought everybody could see dead people, make predictions. My mother was this way. My brother's this way. He used to fly F-16s, by the way, Hornets. My father's side, they're Mensa members. They're not this way. They're engineers. So it's like, yeah, I get my math and science. Yeah, talk about two opposite, But at that age, I kept seeing my father laid out in a casket, a blue casket. I didn't say anything. 3 weeks later, he died unexpectedly. And my mother, I didn't go to the service. She later said, well, I buried him in a blue casket to match his blue eyes, whatever. And my brother had the exact same vision. Fortunately, my grandma was in town, and she was very psychic. And she just said it was God's way of preparing you. So you may encounter messages or get insights that maybe you feel uncomfortable about. Sometimes you can act on those and change them, right? So if you keep doing this, this is what's going to happen. Other times, you can't do anything about it. You just have to realize God's just preparing you, and we just got to give it up to the good Lord, But that's a very powerful experience. I know in my personal life, last January, I said my mom's going to pass last Thursday in June of this past year, and another family member in September 11th, and both those things happened. In fact, 3 weeks before my mom passed, and she was in great shape, I kept getting, family members, oh, Karyn, we're coming to take mom, yada, yada, yada. And then that Thursday, I woke up and go, oh, my mother's going to pass today. I better call her. And that's a whole nother story. And of course, she passed. And then she came to visit me. And then she had this amazing aura. It was like, wow, it's like a disco with my mother. And she was like little. Oh, she was real. My father was really tall and Norwegian, but she was like this little thing. Ooh, she still could beat my ass from the other side. Just saying. And she was very psychic. Yes.
Start over.
Thank you. So I have a friend of mine. She's a psychologist, but she's told me that she's seen dead people for a very long time, and she's kind of shut herself off completely. She said, "I've just decided to shut it all off," because she said it can be very dangerous, especially if she gets information about unsolved mysteries or people who've died and been murdered. She's like, "I don't want bad guys after me." And so how do you balance that with doing your intention, which is to do good in the world and help people who have had loved ones killed and murdered, but then also protect yourself? Like, how do you negotiate
That's
that?
a really good question because as a psychic medium, I have worked on a lot of criminal cases. And you've got to be very careful. I usually try to do it behind the scenes, but I can recall on one instance I was on radio, and this is probably 10 or 15 years ago. Anyways, there was a murder connection that came on, and I mentioned the name of the murderer, the perpetrator. Then I thought later, I'm like, oh, can you just call my office? So you've got to be careful because you can open yourself. I do work with law enforcement. I have worked with them because I'm good with names, numbers, dates, and times. That's my forte. Not just general stuff. So I do get a lot of calls for that reason. So you've got to be smart about it. It's funny. A detective asked me one time, he goes, aren't you worried about, the spirit world? I go, no, 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 no. I'm more worried about the physical world because, you got a physical body. When you're out of your body, you're okay. You look like yourself, only healthier. So that is a really good question. And I do take precautions with that. So it's just being smart about it. So you could tell your psychologist friend she could use it in other ways if she doesn't want to apply it in that way. Or just keep it behind the scenes, This young lady in the back with the glasses? Yes, and your aura's fabulous, darling. Got a lot of purple and orange in it today.
I was just wondering, I had some out-of-body experiences in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm 40, and I haven't had any again. Is there anything that I'm doing or that I'm not doing to, to continue with that? Or what did I do, or did I block it? Or
No.
how do you...
You know what? A lot of times we don't realize we're having out-of-body experiences because we get so grounded into the earth we forget about our out-of-body experiences. A lot of times, one of the reasons why we don't remember our out-of-body experiences is because God wants you to focus on your work here. And sometimes if you go to different landscapes, especially with loved ones that you're very connected to, you don't want to leave and come back. I actually had a near-death about 10 years ago, but I've always gone out-of-body. It's just my body was shutting down. So here's a trick for that. That's a really good question. And when you're out of body, you can do things like if you have a health issue, you can address it. You have more energy to work with. Like if you have a bad shoulder, you can massage it. So when you go to sleep tonight, you can say, I will remember my out of body experience. Repeat that till you fall asleep. Have a notebook. Do it every night. And over time, you'll start to remember your out of body experiences, from that end of it. So this gentleman over here with the jean jacket.
Are there tips and tricks in terms of turning it on and turning it off?
Oh, I love that question.
At will.
Will's a good man. Yeah, he truly is. As a psychic medium, you get bleed throughs. So you can try to turn it off and ignore it, just like you would try to ignore somebody if you're standing in the grocery store and somebody's annoying you, right? Or you don't want to talk to your boyfriend for whatever reason. But you will get a bleed through. I mean, there's been many instances where I'll be driving and I'll have somebody in my car and they're trying to get my attention early in the morning if I'm on my way to the chiropractor before I start working. Oh, you're going to talk to my mom today? I'm like, yeah. Or at night. Or in my case, I'm kind of a weird psychic. I actually get visitors in my dreams. Oh, you're going to talk to my daughter tomorrow. Oh, you're going to talk to my wife, that type of thing. I'm like, great. Can I continue having a fun time before I have to come back to my body? So there are times you can try to ignore it, but they could be very persistent. I was in LA here about a month ago. This is a funny story. And I was talking to a friend of mine. I'm in my bed. It's 10 o'clock at night, and I have a little suite because I had clients coming in. And all of a sudden, I see some man's legs, and I'm like, uh-oh. And all of a sudden, he goes to the wall switch and turns the light on. I go, God bless it. Now I got to get out of my bloody bed. I've been comfortable for 15 minutes. And he was laughing about it. I got up. I turned it off. I got back into bed. A few minutes later, I'm like, I'm going to go to sleep. All of a sudden, he's pulling my legs, right? He's trying to pull me off the bed. I go, will you stop that? Most people would freak. I'm like, I'm going to kill you, okay? I'm going to give you a New York minute. Anyways, the next day, it turns out this man was connected to one of my clients, and he thought it was funny. So sometimes they're persistent. Same thing with visions, too. Sometimes I'll get this repetitive vision of something. And, I try to, block it. I try to, whatever. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, So the best thing you can do is try to block it, but you got to be careful. You'll get a headache, too. One thing as a psychic, you're very prone to headaches, migraines, just as an FYI. How many people get migraines or bad headaches? Yep. Prednisone works, by the way. Ask your doctor. That does help a lot, at least, for me. And watching what you eat. So you got to watch your diet. Yes, darling. Nope, you. Oh. Rob's coming over.
Thank you. I have, ever since I was little, I've always had dreams of dead people.
Mhm.
So, but my question is, sometimes I don't know who they are and they give me messages. So I don't know how to help them.
No, you should ask them to help you, you know, do the dishes. That happens a lot. You'll get messages from dead people in your dream state. And sometimes there are things that you can do, sometimes there are things that you can't do. You may not know them from this lifetime, but in between lifetimes you are connected to them, or maybe from a previous lifetime. So that's why when you hear people that have had near-death experiences, I went over and I felt, I met my great-grandmother, I never knew her. Well, you probably did in between lifetimes or in another physical life. And sometimes you're not necessarily there to help them or there to help you. Sometimes people just want to visit. Take me to a wedding, I'll tell you who's doing what at the party. But you'll get messages like that too. So I'm getting law enforcement too around here. Our blonde lady in the back here. Da 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 da. Let's get Amanda. Here she comes. Oh, maybe Rob's coming. Oh, right there. You're getting warmer. It's like a potato.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
My question is if you have experience, because one night, that was like 7 years ago, I was in Europe, in Alps, and I woke up at night and I saw like gold being behind my husband, and the being was like maybe 3 minutes, but I was like little bit afraid and
Yep.
didn't know what to do, but I just wanted, to always see, and we were like telecommunicating. I asked questions. If you have experience with who was this, the gold being?
So you had an experience with being a spirit person that came into your
Yes,
room.
was gold, very shiny gold. I didn't see here this color.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that was a good being. But you can always ask people or telepathically say, "Who are you?" or say it out loud. If you ever feel frightened, you can say, "Do you come in the name of God?" You would know if that was a negative being because you would have had some sort of something like scratches or maybe a headache, that type of thing. But in your case, you just had a benign being that was just checking in on that area. It looks like that was something that they were protecting it. And there's somebody with a name like an Ann or an Anna connection to you as well that seems to come around you that protects you. So might be somebody that you know. Do you know who the Ann or Ann is? It's like a aunt or somebody because she's like. No, in your regular living, there's a regular person. There's a woman that seems to like a spirit guide around you. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yep. So that is unconnected to the being. So, but yeah, you've got like an Anna or Anna or somebody like that comes around you in the spirit, in the here and the now. So I think it's a spirit guide. So you're fine. Let's go to the lady with the bracelets. She just giggled. You little giggle monster.
Do the spirits come through in animal form? Because I always get animals or creatures that I feel is sending me messages. They're sending me messages.
I am a big animal lover. I always say, don't test on animals. I don't care if it's a bunny, it's a hamster, there's alternatives. Human spirits won't come in animal forms, but you will get animal spirits. And animals do reflect some sort of sign or symbol. So when you get your messages, obviously nature, animals are coming to you and giving you messages in that form. So you may want to look up and say, well, if I have this animal or that animal, what is the meaning behind it? If you get a bunny, it's like new beginnings, birth, that type of thing. So, does that make any sense? Yes. What's that? Yeah, and you would too. Your energy's amazing too. And we have this young woman over here, Rob. Yep, the dark hair. Yep, glasses. You got cute energy too. It's funny, like I see and I feel the energy. Like I know that sounds weird, but well, hey, we're all in it together on this one.
My question for you is how can we support children with psychic abilities and create a nurturing environment for them? I'm a teacher. I work with elementary age kids, and I feel like so many of them are so intuitive, but as they grow older, they're less.
You know what? That is a key question because I'll tell you, as a kid growing up and being in that kind of awkward moment, like especially awkward teenage moments, that happens. Funny stories. But I think the best way to do it, because you got to be a little careful because of the parents, but I would say it's great to have your imagination. Run wild with your imagination. Encourage them in that realm of things. And if they say, oh, I see Mr. Peabody who's on the other side, I would say, oh, that's amazing. Which is Mr. Peabody. Like, give it more of an imaginative, so you're sort of being smart about it because you don't want any, issues with parents. But at the same time, it's really awkward when you are a psychic medium growing up. I remember as a kid, as a teenager, I was about 14, and the heartthrob's father had just passed, right? And I'm like chillaxing in social studies class at the time. And I was really smart, but I'm sitting in there, and then all of a sudden the teacher called on me, and I had mentioned about Paul's father that had passed. He was in the class, and he just died 2 weeks ago, and he was in my room trying to get my attention. I would felt like mortified. I'm like, okay, talk about like awkward teenage moments. And back then, like it wasn't really talked about. I'm not the only psychic in my family. There's a ton of us in my family. There's like almost all the women are my family and some of the men. So, but that would be the way I would approach it. That's amazing. Can you draw this person? What does this person want to tell you? Because you don't want to come in a bad angle and you don't want to get into trouble. But that's a great, question. I love that question. We have a nice question over here, Mr. Rob. Dun, 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 dun. We're going to have to get into a practice pretty soon, right over here. And we're going to have some real fun. Fun in the sun.
Hi,
Clearly,
thank
I
you.
need some.
Sometimes when I talk to my spirit guides, and when I ask a question, they give me an answer so quickly that I'm like, oh, hold on, I'm not ready. I didn't see. What was it? Is there a way to like slow down or maybe get it again? Because sometimes I get into my head and I'm like, I try to think and then thoughts and all that.
You just tell them to repeat.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like people tell me, slow it down, Karen. You just got to tell them, slow it down.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And another one, we talked about how sometimes you get messages in your gut and whatnot. I feel like sometimes I get these goosebumps when I talk. Is that also a message?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes you'll get feeling sensations. Sometimes you might get a chill up one side. You want to compare to what you're getting, what you feel you're getting, what you sense that, and how it applies. Who does it apply to? How does it apply? What is the meaning? What is the connection? That's as you get more developed, which I'm teaching classes on that, and I'll be teaching. So if you jump on, Instagram or whatever, I'll be doing a more advanced class, and you learn all those things. But it's kind of cool energy. It really is. I get a lot of music around you, too. So that's another thing. Let's go over here, Mr. Rob. Get your running sneakers on, Rob. Dun, 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 dun. We got to give it up to Rob. Right over here. Yes.
Thank you. This is all very fascinating. I love it. I want to ask you, what does it mean when a negative entity tries to attack you? I've had that happen twice, and I'm just kind of curious what the meaning is behind that.
It just means that you got an idiot on the other side, and that just means you just got to tell them where, draw your boundaries. You have the power within. A lot of times people seek me out to come and cleanse their area, or, come to their house or their buildings or whatever. I just did one recently. So you just need to lay the law down and just tell them, put your bat on. So, and if you really get to a point where they're bothering you, get some holy water, go to your rabbi, go to your priest and get some, they look at you, they can see your aura. You have a big aura. So a lot of times they figure, and you're petite, and they see your kindness and they're like, we're going to just, try to, toy with you. So that's the other thing. It's just, energy's energy, negative's negative, whether you do it in the physical form or the spiritual form, but you get your bat on, girlfriend. You just got it. Yeah. Exactly. They see your compassion, your love and your light, but that always beats it out. Dumbasses haven't figured it out, those negative energies, right? In this world or that world, right? Let's get our lady right by you, Rob, right to your left. Yep. And then we'll get one over here. And then we're going to jump into an exercise.
Okay. So in my 20s, when I was in college, and this has never happened since or before, I went to this white room, just all white, and I still don't understand it. And a being in there that looked like Jesus, and then a table and greenery around. And I thought that was my mom, and she's still living today. But then when the being turned and looked at me, eyes were flaming, like the fire in the eyes. And it scared me, because at first I thought it was very peaceful. and I was kind of watching. And then all of a sudden, I had this power come up within me of protection. And then at the time, they woke me up because I started kind of praying in my sleep. I still don't understand that. It's been a mystery for years and years and years now. So what is the white room? And I don't even.
That was a healing room. And in this particular instance, because you had the color green too, so you had a lot of healing going on, you were experiencing that. But the energy is nothing to be fearful of. That's the power of healing. It's the power of God. So, sometimes it gets very scary because we're not used to that, and we're in a very serene moment. Then when you get something, along that line, you would know if it was something very negative. Yeah, so I wouldn't even worry about that. That was a healing experience. Do you have a Jane or James connection? Who's Jane? Jane? James? Somebody's got a Jane connection. Jane? Somebody keeps talking about a Jane. I think so. Who's got a Jane? Jane. Somebody's saying Jane. Jane or James? Someone keeps... Are you the Jane or James? Okay, I know him back here. Okay, who's a James?
My husband.
He's still living.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think I got his father or grandfather coming in. Did he just change work or something? And are you doing some work on your house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a flood in the garage with those big rains that came through. Yes.
Oh, Rain, James, Bobain, never mind. Yeah, because I'm like looking here. I'm like, I know it's kind of back here. Somebody keeps saying something like a James or a James, and then some work on a house or whatever. Tell him to keep up the good work. He's a good man to keep. I hate when they bother me. That happens. I got some other crazy people. Let's go over here, and then I've got a question here. Rob, yep, back here.
Hi.
Hi, darling.
I've come close to astral projection.
Wee-hee.
The few times that I've done it, I've only seen, I can't see my body. I just see the room.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of times I've seen shadow people.
Yep.
And so I'm scared. And so I freak out and wake up. So I don't know who those people are.
Usually they're guides or loved ones around you, nothing to be fearful. But if you ever feel that way, you can just say in your mind, I surround myself with God's white light. You're in pure stream consciousness, or think of your body and you'll come back. But yeah, it's kind of cool. I love astral traveling. It's so much fun. Rob, can we come over here too, please? Because I've got a question up here, and then we're going to get into some workshops. I know we keep saying, but all these dead people are starting to talk with you and a bunch of other people. Oh, yeah, you are. You got changes coming.
Thank you. I would like to know the difference between guides and angels.
Oh, I love that
because
question.
I don't know.
Guides are more human-like. Usually they've had an experience at some point in Earth. Angels have never really had a true life, but I have met angels on Earth. So it's almost like they're like a walk-in. And I will say sometimes God will use angels and guides to test you. Angels are very big. Their energy is amazing. It's funny. It's not that I always followed angels, but years ago I heard in a meditation, you're going to work with the angel Gabriel. I'm like, who? Oh, what are you making me do? And, it would make sense because Gabriel's a communication angels, right? So you may end up finding you're attracted to the angel of Gabriel. That's your mediumship. Guides, they're like people like us, only usually they're bigger when you see them on the ethereal realm. But they have inhabited, some of them, the earth plane so that they understand the mechanics, the dynamics of the earth plane. So angels on the other hand. And by the way, those wings, I love wings, not because I'm from Buffalo. The buffalo chicken wings, but I'm talking about the wings, right? Really, angels don't have like wings. They're more like it's like the energies. That's what you see out. You understand. You've seen them. So FYI. All right, one more question, then we got to jump into like a workshop. Let's get over to this lady here. Okay, we'll do two more. Oh, stop. You're killing me, people.
Okay.
Dead end of life.
I know that I've been psychic or
psycho
since yes
that's all good. You're in the
since
same
a very
club.
young age. But can you, at a certain, when you know that, and my whole family is in some kind of way, can it be muted through trauma? And what I'm feeling now is that it was muted, and I kind of held it down.
Yep.
I knew I had the instinct and had all the feelings and stuff, and so I didn't trust it. But then I'm a psychotherapist, but I also do I work with MAPS doing psychedelic integration work.
Cool.
And through my own trauma, and going through my own process, now there's a whole thing opening up, just like the gentleman back there opening up for me, that's been just profound, and it's going at the speed of light. And so I'm starting to see things and level up,
Mm-hmm.
and coming out of the body. And so, can that happen? And if that happens, how do you control it or try to keep it in a box where, like you said, you don't need the medicine? You just, go with it.
That's a good question. How do you control it? It takes time, and there's different lessons to go with it. But I'll tell you a funny story. Psychics, or psychic mediums, whatever you want to say, they'll go into healing arts, or they'll go into the artsy arts, music, psychologies, that type of thing. At the right time, in the right way, you may have pushed it down, over the last few years, but now you're ready. Actually, you have tea leaves in your family, too. Your family years ago used to do tea leaves, so that's kind of cool. You can use all different types of things. I'm too lazy to do tools, to be honest with you, and kitchen tools, too. But that's exactly what you're doing. So you're ready. I would embrace it, and you'll get bleed-throughs, and I usually ignore them, whether it's somebody talking or you're getting something psychic. You could always write it down. I always wait. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm seeing this. It'll come when it's supposed to come, and then maybe 3 days later I connect with a person that connects with whatever I'm getting. I try not to put a lot of, stock into it because I get stuff all the time. My head will be spinning like Linda Blair after a while, so you got to watch out for that. Just saying, you don't want to scare everybody. It'll be a hot mess. But let's get to Blondie over here, and then we're definitely going to jump into this workshop so that we can get our psychic game on. Who wants to be all psychic today? Come on. Do y'all want to be psychic today? Hell yeah, you do. I want to hear it say, yes, I do.
Yes.
That's right. Let's get some energy going. All right, Blondie, what's your question?
Mahalo. I was in a shipwreck. After my shipwreck, all of my relationships in the world changed.
Mm-hmm.
Am I a walk-in, or did something just on a...
No, actually, you went through a transformation. So, and that's a pretty powerful thing. And a lot of times you'll go through a powerful experience to open up your psychic abilities. It's like out with the old, in with the new. You're changing your vibrational energy. You said a shipwreck with water. Yeah, see, water is your subconscious. That's your psychic connection. So that makes even more sense given what you are doing, where you are, who you are. So you're not a walk-in. You've been walking a while on this earth, obviously, like the rest of us. But you're just going through a major transformation, which is actually pretty cool. So don't fear it. A lot of times you'll be giving challenges in this lifetime, and these challenges are meant to get us to the next level. I always tell people challenges, too, are also opportunities for God to test us. Are we doing the right thing? Are we doing things from the right intention? Sometimes we do the right thing, sometimes we don't. We try to, right? That's always like the right thing to do, but sometimes, we're human, we do dumb things. But out with the old, in with the new. That's the other thing too. You will start to notice that you'll change out, friends and family as you raise your vibration, as we say. So those that are supposed to be with you leave. How many people January 1st noticed a shift of energy? Like all of a sudden. I noticed it as soon as the clock, hit 12 o'clock, and, I had a major change in my life, which was great. It was somebody that was involved with me. They left. They needed to go, which I saw psychically, but they did it on their terms. And as soon as they left, the energy. So it's kind of cool. We're all trying to move. So as we go further higher up, those that aren't going to be with us, they'll kind of go, they'll stay where they're supposed to stay or go where they're supposed to go. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to walk everybody into a little mini meditation. And we're going to open up our third eye. And then when we're done with that, we're going to play a little game with one of our friends next to us that we don't know. So not the dead ones either, everybody. Just the live ones. All right. Close your eyes for a hot minute. Take a long, slow, deep breath in and exhale. And another long, slow, deep breath in and exhale. And now I want you to breathe in again through your nose as deep as you can, and then out with your mouth. Breathing in slowly through your nose. Breathing out. Take another long, slow, deep breath in. And as you continue to breathe in and breathe out, breathing in light Breathing out all the negative energies you might have acquired in the public section. Breathing in deeply and breathing out. And as you continue to breathe in and breathe out, I want you to imagine in your mind a beautiful blue sky, the most beautiful sky. And as you continue, I want you to look for the white dove. And look at that white dove as that white dove is flying upward, higher and higher up towards heaven, taking you along with him. Breathing in and breathing out and breathing in. And as you're in this beautiful blue sky, you can feel the love of God all around you. And you're feeling light, ethereal. And you know the Spirit of the Lord is all around you. And as you do that, I want you to visualize in your mind's eye the center of your forehead. You can feel some energy circulating. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And as you continue, you can see a man off into the clouds waving you to come over. This man is dressed in ancient attire. It's white. He's calling you over. You sort of fly over to him. And you see that he takes out a bottle. And it's blessed water. And next he takes that water and he rubs it on the middle of your forehead, opening up your third eye. Take another long, slow, deep breath in and out. And for a minute, just feel his finger rolling over in a circular motion with this special water oil blend of your third eye in the middle of your forehead, and feel it starting to open. Feel it expanding. Take another long, slow, deep breath in. And as you breathe out, visualize purple, cloudy-like energy coming out through your eye, expanding it and opening your psychic eye. Now I want you to turn around and start flying back with the dove, following the dove. And as you follow the dove, you know your third eye is expanding and you can feel it opening and releasing. And as you start to get grounded more, I want you to take your hand and start rubbing the center of your own forehead in a circular motion and saying inwardly to yourself, my third eye is now open. Again, rubbing it in a circular motion, knowing that now you've enhanced your ability to perceive psychically, intuitively, mediumship. Take another long, slow, deep breath in. Ground in yourself, feel your feet hitting the ground. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And now for the fun, everybody. Wasn't that cool? You all opened up your third eye. You should see the streams of light starting to come out. So next what I want everybody to do is find a partner that you don't know. And I want you just to hold hands. Wow, this could be a dating game. You're all thinking that, aren't you? Alrighty. I think we got some people over here. Okay. And if you have to do 3 hands, that's cool too. You two are so cute. You got a new job around you too. You're very creative. You know that? You got a lot of real estate in your future. You got a good life ahead of you. You're very smart though. Did you know that? Yeah, he's very smart. Very smart young man. All right. So let's get the two of you, if you want to do like find a third partner. All right. That's fine. I won't tell. I got you covered. All right. So next what I want everybody to do is take a minute to slow it down. Okay, everybody. Hello. 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 Okay. Hello. Is everybody ready? Okay, everybody. Okay. So now what I want you to do for a whole minute, I want you just to take a deep breath in and close your eyes for another minute, holding your partner's hands. Take a long, slow, deep breath in, and I want you to visualize your connection. Feel the energy of your partner's hands. Just open your mind to whatever pops into your mind. I want you to say, I'm connecting into my partner. I'm connecting into your energy, my partner. Keep saying that. I'm connecting in. And take a minute. And whatever pops in your mind, maybe you're hearing something, maybe you're getting a little visual. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes and tell your partner sort of what you're getting, whether it's symbolic or literal. So open your eyes whenever you're ready and share what you get. What do you need, hon? Okay. Do you need something? No. Perfect. This is funny. Are you having fun? Are you having fun? You got good energy, Rob. Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say I saw that when you were walking. I'm like, you too. Yeah, you should be in front of the camera though. Do people tell you that?
I do stuff.
Do you? Yeah. Yeah, my assistant used to cast for, different, TV shows and whatever. But I know some casting agents. I should talk to you. Yeah, you should be in front of the camera. Yeah, I got your number more ways than one. Got you covered. All right, I'm gonna go live now. All right, everybody. So if you all want to turn around, you got great energy. You really do. You do. You're a good person. And I'll tell you a funny story when we're done. All right, everybody. So let's see. Oh my God, I see so many fun things in here. All right, how many people had a fun experience kind of picking up something with their partner? Raise your hand. Yep. Hey, everybody. Hello. We only got a couple of minutes left. All right, everybody. I'm getting excited too. How many? You have it, Mama. You get on there and you tell them. Thanks. I like that color on you. It's a pretty color. How many people had a really cool experience or would like to share maybe something? Who'd like to share? Yes, darling. Yep. Oh, sorry, Rob. Rob's going to get the mic. Is this kind of cool, though? Like, you probably didn't think it would be as much as it is. You have really good energy, too. Yeah. Yeah. Do you drive like a maniac by any chance? Do you drive like a maniac? What's wrong with your driving? Your grandfather's busting your chops. And are you connected to a Dave or a David? Yeah. Are you friends with him? Yeah. Do you work with him yet?
No.
Oh, we'll talk later.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting message. I hate that happens. All right, so let's go over here, everybody. Let's hear some results, and then we'll get into some messages.
No, okay. Yeah.
All right, so what was your experience? What was your results?
Awesome experience. And opening up the third eye was just so prominent. Oh, it was amazing. So this is Doug. I don't know him. Now I do.
Hi, Doug.
But holding his hands, there were words that came to me, and it was kind, a kind soul, kind. He's just very kind. And so I shared that with him, and then he shared with me, and I could also feel his energies, right? And I'm like, okay, there's definitely energy being transmitted on both
That's so
sides.
cool.
And then he said to me, he didn't get anything about me, but it brought him back to an experience. He was in like this healing circle or psychic circle a couple weeks ago, and what he was getting was the joy and the giddiness and the laughter from that, which he was getting from me, but reminded him of that experience that he had. And then we both found out that we both are Reiki practitioners as well. So that's why with the energies and all, being transferred. So
that's
it was
so
wonderful.
cool.
Yeah.
Let's give a clap
Yeah.
for that. That's awesome. All right, who else would like to share? We've got somebody back here, Rob, if we could. The lady with a white sleeve. Yep.
Hi, Melissa and I are complete strangers. We just had an incredible experience.
Cool.
I felt that she had a healing energy, and I said to her, "You have a healing energy," and she said, "You're in pain." And I said, "Yes," because I have trigeminal neuralgia.
I know
It's a
that.
condition where half of your face, the
TMJ.
nerves, it's very painful.
Yep.
And before we spoke, and we were just holding hands and rubbing hands, and I felt something in my cheek open up.
Beautiful.
So I said to her, "You have healing energy." And why don't you share what you said to me?
Where's Melissa?
I said that's really incredible because I saw an energy healer last year, and she told me that I have a gift and that I should find my way, and I didn't know how. And so she told me that.
You should be
it
so
made
proud.
me really, really happy that I do have that.
Oh my God, absolutely. And you can do it remotely too from your sofa. It's amazing. Seriously, you can. You can paint your toenails and heal because you can. I've done it. Just don't tell anybody. Oh, I guess I'm on camera. But yeah, you should be proud. That's a very cool thing. I think that's amazing. But that goes to show you the power of the energy that we all have, right? Let's give a clap for Melissa and our partner. And thank God your TMJ is healed. I hate TMJ. I've got that. That sucks. Yep. Who else would like to share? Oh, we got our other friend over here.
Both saw dogs. And
oh, you're my cup of tea.
Neither of us are connected to dogs. I usually don't have visions of dogs at all, and neither does she.
And you're not in the dog
but
house.
They were both really cute, playful dogs.
I love
right?
that.
Yeah.
And that actually tells me that you're seeing your inner fun side. Because dogs are fun. Puppy uppers, doggy downers, no puppy uppers. So you're getting a lot of fun. And dogs are, fun and they're obedient and they want to be your pal and the two of you have that friendship. So it's also denoting who you are as friends. Right, but now you do. Yeah. Listen, it's like the dating game in here, girlfriend. So, like attracts like, but isn't that funny? That is a classic example of like attracts like, Yeah, so good for you. I love that. Who else would like to share? We've got our girlfriend over here and then we have our gentleman over here.
So it was very interesting because I don't know her. This is Nika, 2 N's. I'm Nadira, This is Nika.
Oh, how funny.
But she held my hand and she told me she saw Egypt.
Beautiful.
She said she saw the sun and she saw the goddess Iris. Isis. Oh, Isis. And after she told me that, I was like, wow. I felt bad because I was like, all I can feel is just kindness and compassion. She's giving me places and locations and regressions and all kinds of stuff. But I'm tuning in more so on the feeling.
But you know, this is really good. This is an example how people perceive information differently. You're getting stuff about past, present, future. You're getting things about, you know, the personality and all of the above. Yeah, you're more empathic. You're more visual. You'll see future. You'll see past, present. So it makes sense. And also you have a past life tied to Egypt. That's why you're picking that up, Nikita, with the Nadira. So, yeah.
At that moment, I was like feeling really too psychic.
Yeah.
Like I needed to just be in my body, and like I needed to hear her say that to me. It was so healing.
Isn't that so
Yeah,
cool?
yeah, it was perfect.
And you know what? That goes to prove the point. You know, at the right time, in the right way, you'll get the right type of message. Whether it's a healing message or it's a past, present, future, or it's some crazy dead person like James's grandfather, whoever was bugging me. But you'll get that. Yeah, they do that. Yeah. You have no idea. But you're still a crazy driver. I don't care what you say. That's what your yeah, we'll have to talk. Do you drive like a nut? Were you driving in Europe recently or something? You're going to drive like a maniac in Europe. You better learn how to drive before you go for it. I'm just sorry to bust your... I know. Well, then take the Uber in Europe. Don't do the... yeah, that might be your challenge. We have another person down here, and then I think we only have a couple more minutes, and we'll get a couple messages out.
So it's interesting how you said we all have different ways. So when I held her hand, and I felt really good when she came and sat in next to me, and we were both so open, and I could just, in my mind, I just kept saying, find love and peace, you know, about her. Find love and peace. I don't know, that's all that came, and really good feeling with her. And then... And then you want to tell her what you...
Sure.
Uh-oh.
When I saw, what I saw for her was a raccoon, and I was just trying to figure out what that meant because I saw the eyes, and then I was like, well, what is the raccoon doing? And it was just it was playful. It was just kind of rolling around and just being like a young raccoon.
Cute little raccoon.
And just kind of like scurrying and like feeling itself like this. And she said that she's very playful and young and she likes to be silly, so I picked up on her energy.
And her animal totem, exactly. And isn't it funny how you got that symbolically, right? And you got yours more in a more literal type. So people will get things, you'll get things symbolically, you'll get things literal. You know, you might see a triangle and then all of a sudden you find out somebody just planted a bunch of, you know, Christmas trees in their yard. You know, so there's different ways that you'll get information. Is it literal? Is it symbolic? You know, so it's always kind of cool, and it's going with what you feel, you know, what you're relating to, how you identify. And it makes perfect sense. So, and I think we have one more over here, Rob, please. Yep.
I saw a hedgehog for Maria, and I didn't know what it meant, but we Googled, and it seems to be a symbol of protection.
Yep.
And then I said to her, you have somebody, you know, very strong protecting you, and I got these goosebumps that I often have whenever I say something like that. And so I think that's what the message was for her.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of funny when you look at this whole room, how people have different messages, different ways. You know, we had a healing in the back with our TMJ, which I think is very cool. You know, so I mean, you should be very proud of yourselves for what you've been able to do. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. I hate to say that word because I'm from Buffalo, but anyways, it's the tip of the iceberg, you know? So, I mean, there's a lot you can do with this. You can do it for so many different things when you start to really pay attention to your, you know, intuition, your psychic, and as you develop it more from that perspective. Did anybody want to give us one more? And then we'll close out with a couple of messages, some psychic messages. Let's go over to this gentleman. This gentleman right here, Rob, with the right here with the jean jacket on.
So for me, when we were talking, we're holding hands, I just felt an emotion, and I felt like the right side of my, or the left side of my body got kind of heavy and sad. And when we discussed it, she said she was going through something heavy and sad, and I kind of literally felt it as a physical thing.
That's interesting
Yeah.
too, that you're getting it on the left side of your body too, because it's actually good for you. So, people will get things in different ways. Your right side, your energy comes up, the left side, it goes out. So you're trying to get it to go out. That's one of the reasons why you picked up the left side. That's also the way you'll probably continue to pick up a lot of your energies when you're doing this type of work, which is very cool. And directly you are getting a healing.
Energy into my hand
Yep.
the past couple of days, and
Beautiful.
it is healing.
There is truth to that, and I'll tell you one quick story, and then we'll jump into a couple quick messages. But I don't know, probably 15 years ago, I was trying to put eyeliner on. I was not the sharpest tool in the shed. 10 minutes I have left to go. Anyways, I cut my cornea. That was not really bright. Oh yeah, that hurt. And so I had to go down to Lilydale, which is a spiritualist thing, over the weekend for some event. But prior, I went Saturday to the ophthalmologist. He goes, "Oh my God, you almost blinded your eye, whatever." So the next day I went to the healing temple. So I had this psychic friend of mine work on me. And as I'm sitting on this chair, all of a sudden I felt like energy coming out. I felt I was going to pass out, like this heat and energy. And I saw a glass coming out of my eye. He told me the same thing. He said, "I saw a glass coming out of your eye, what looked to be." Do you know, that was a Sunday. I went back to the ophthalmologist on Monday, and he goes, "I can't believe it. Your eye's healed 90% since Friday. I've never seen this before." He goes, "What kind of freak are you?" Thank God we know each other. I'm like, "Well, you don't really want to know. That's a fully loaded question. We'll be here all friggin' day, right?" But it does work. It's the power of the mind. It's all putting the intention out. Anyways, all right, so we got a couple of minutes. Who wants a quick message? Yada, 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 yada. Oh, my God, we got so many people. Well, first I want to go to this young gentleman because I keep getting pulled with you. You got some job changes coming up all around you. You have a lot of creativity coming up all around you. Are you connected to somebody named Matt or Max yet? Matt or Max? Okay, that's somebody you're going to have in your wheelhouse in your future. And I feel you're going to work very close with this person. So FYI on that one. Anyways, and I also have to go to you over here, Nadira, because you've been driving me crazy. You got job changes all around you. And it's funny that you're here because I was going to say I see healing. Also, there's like a Charlie or Charlene, Char. Who's Charles? That passed? Because he kept saying, "Tell her it's Charles." Yes. I think he's with your grandfather. I got like a mother connection, but your mom's still living. That's why. Okay, I thought he said mom. Okay, because I heard mother. I'm like, okay, she's trying to come in too. Because she kept saying, now who's the Ann connection? Who's Ann to your mom? Okay, I was going to say because she said something like Sac. Okay, that's Joycey Ann right there. It's funny. I kept hearing the name Joyce. One of my best friends was named Joyce this morning. She passed a year and a half ago. I was trying to get out of bed, but it was your Joyce instead. Yeah, because she said, "Oh yeah, and that's your mom right there. She's very proud of you." And she goes, "You're going to go on to do great things. Your Uncle Charles, your grandmother, your grandfather, like the whole, kingship is here." And she said, "Believe in yourself more." Okay, but did you make fun of her stockings or something, or her socks? Or do you have like funny stockings? Or are you not wearing Spanx like the rest of us should? I mean, we're girls. We can talk. Was there something like with like those, cheesy nylon? Oh, that's what she's talking about. Because she said something about, so she used to wear the compression socks? Because she's going like this, the socks. She doesn't have to wear them now. She looks fabulous. Yeah, Joycey said, yeah. So you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, but she does visit you, so when you go to bed tonight, just say, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, just don't tell your doctor this one, trust me. But she said, did you get a new TV? You need to. Your TV sucks. Yeah, your mom says get a new TV. Yeah, but one's about to break, she said, or it's not working well. Yeah. And did you get a new phone, too? Cell phone? Yeah, she likes your new phone, but she doesn't understand it, she said. Oh, maybe. I've had dead people come through my phone readings. I am not kidding. I'll be doing phones, and you could actually hear them. It's crazy. I think it's funny. My clients get scared. I think it's hilarious. But, yeah, Joycey Ann said, "I love you, Uncle Charles." They're all having a good time. And you're going to do a lot. I see New York City around you. Do you like going to New York City a lot? Oh, me too. Well, because I live there, but that might be part of it. You got travel there. Yeah, that's what I see. Yeah, to go have fun. Yeah, he's a good guy. Who's Carl or Carson? Is that your husband or who's that? No, who's a Carl or Carl, like a C. Carson, Carter, something C-A-R, first or last name. It's got to be somebody your husband's going to know. Uncle Carl? That passed. He's still here. Okay, because she said, are you supposed to go see Uncle Carl? Oh, maybe you should. I heard, when you said husband, I heard Carl, so tell him to go see Uncle Carl. Yeah, go see Uncle Carl, too. But you also have some travel to Europe, too. France, I keep seeing that around you. In Italy. I think the two of you should get together, but you should not drive. I don't know what your driving is, girlfriend. You girls could go together. Nadira and Nikita. Oh, that's why they're joking about busting about your like new driving skills, huh? Clearly, that's what they say. Yeah. Wow. I guess we're going to Uber with you. Not. Maybe you should have bought a tank. I'm just putting it out there, girlfriend, the way they're making. But yeah, they're all with you. You got a bunch of dead people in your car. But they're, cheap drivers, right? They just won't fill the gas up. Oh, no. Like stay in your car. Stay in your lane, I should say. That's probably what you need to do. And don't pump it, baby. Don't pump those brakes. But yeah, you're going places, both of you. But yeah, Joycey was in my room today. I kept hearing Joycey on. Yeah. And it was funny. I thought it was my friend Joycey, but it's your mom, Joycey. Yep. And I was going to say, who's like a Joy or Joyce earlier when we were, because I kept hearing Joy, 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 Joy. I couldn't hear her clear enough. But her compression socks, no more. So you can't pick on. And your mom says, I'm still your mother. Keep that in mind. Mm-hmm. So anyways, all right, I think we got time for one more. Oh, my God. Well, there's a ton of dead people. Okay, let's get our red friend in the back. Why? That's a great color. I don't know why I like it so much. Hey, who's Katie? Do you have a friend named Katie or Kathy or Katie?
Oh, you got it. Sorry.
Do you have a Katie or Katie, Caitlin or Casey? Like a Katie, Kaylee? Kaylee?
No.
Okay, keep that next to you because you're going to have a friend with that, and she's very creative. That's a future prediction. Okay, go on. Ask me your question. I'll give you a message.
At what point do we come into consciousness, like from the light form, right, to the physical body? Do we know the actual path we're going to be on our whole life, or? That's
a really good question. So before you incarnate, you have a rough idea of what you're going to do. Your astrology chart is a framework. Cassandra's an amazing astrologer. She's like the best astrologer. She's here. So you'll have a framework. So before you come in, you kind of have the gist of what you're going to do. The question is, do you want to have like a car wreck or a bumper? We should ask a friend over here, by the way. She's got a new car. You're fine with your car. Don't worry about it. Just don't drive like a maniac, according to who's ever talking in my ear. Howard? Someone's got a Howard. Somebody said Howard.
So like, I've been divorced twice, like that kind of thing. Did I know that I was going to go through those types of?
And that was all growth. Yep.
Okay.
Who's Sam or Sandy?
Sam is a guide.
Okay, that's
Sam
what he's
is a guide.
around you. That's why I just tell her Sam.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't like your exes. I don't either, so there you go. But we have love in this room, so you could have lots of romance. I'm just saying. We're here for the cause. But I did see another relationship in your future. Yeah, and there's a Joe around you too, J-O. So.
Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe. Joan.
Who's Joan?
Joe. Amy Joe was what I went through what I called was Amy Joe, because Joanne is my middle name.
Oh, okay, that's what I was saying.
Joe.
Yeah, I was. Oh, your middle name I'm picking up. Okay, so it's Amy Joe.
Yeah, Amelia Joanne is my real name, and then I went by Amy growing up as well.
Oh, they make it easy for the rest of us. Amelia Jo. That's a pretty name, though.
Thank you.
We'll call you AJ, though. It's easy for the rest of us.
I love it.
By the way, your aura looks fantastic. I can see your aura, and it's very radiant.
Oh, thank you.
So, no, you're going to do really well. There's a Katie connection in your future. I like this Katie or Caitlin. It's one of those derivatives, but you'll feel like you've always known each other. And there's going to be a third relationship in your future.
Okay.
Okay, really, twice is enough.
I just got the chills all the way down.
Yeah, don't be a
when you said
dumbass. Twice is enough, Don't make it 3 times.
No, we don't need, exactly.
Although I like him better, though. He's cute. He's got a great smile. You'll be attracted to the smile. But you're on your way up. Keep doing what you're going to do it. Anyways, thank you so much.
you.
And again, follow me on Instagram. Jump on. Live Instagram Wednesdays, 9 o'clock. We have fun. You'll learn. We'll give messages. So if you didn't get a message today, jump on. We'll give you one at some point. Anyways, thank you. I didn't bring any cards with me. I forgot to bring them. Not too bright. Right. I didn't have information for me.
Attention, everyone in the room, can we clear out for the next speaker so we can start setting up? And then if you want to ask any questions of our speaker here, we can do so out in the lobby area. Thank you. Dude, just add me on Instagram. We can hook up later. Yeah, here, check it out. Just scan it. Yeah, there you go. You're good. Yeah, just that. Yep. And then hit that button. Yeah. All right, cool.
Yes.
Now we're connected.
You say that to all the girls. Don't get me going.
You're gonna make me blush.
Do you have a friend Jake, by the way?
No.
Oh, you will.
I will.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Thanks.
Yep, she can call me there, and then she's booked on, or she can go on. Thank you so much. You have good energy. Yeah, it's funny. And super predictions. I know, right?
I'm in front of the camera right now, actually.
Yes. Ready for my close-up.
Yeah. I think it's actually like really zoomed in too. I'm like,
The shot, and you can't see anything past like here.
yeah. No comment.
She's like, I don't like to zoom in close up on him. Like, I feel like you are really close up.
You know what's funny too is the different AV guys will come in and they keep like adjusting each other. Like one dude will like just like super blow up somebody's face and then like just signs it on here. Like me and my team were actually kind of talking about that because they want to like come up and like adjust the mixer and like move the mics and like.
You're like, no.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. I put up with it yesterday, but today I'm not putting up. Okay, seriously, everybody, we need you all to clear out. Like, now. Like, right now. Yep, talking to you right there. No. I didn't even notice. Now I'm noticing. Thank you. Thanks for that.
Once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it.
Yeah, no, probably me neither, no. All right, seriously, everybody's got to go. Everybody's got to go. Yep, that means you lovely ladies have to go. Let's just put it like in the AV area. Oh man, we shouldn't have kicked them all out so quick.